War is no longer fought in a single place. A firefight on land may depend on aircraft overhead, satellites in orbit, and networks spanning the globe. A missile strike may begin with a cyber intrusion to disable defenses, and a naval blockade can collapse economies without firing a shot. Modern conflict is fought across overlapping domains, each shaping the others in real time. Land, sea, air, space, cyber, and information. If one collapses, the others feel it. Today we're breaking down the domains of war, what they are, what they control, and why modern warfare is really a contest of interconnected systems. This is Keith's Orders of Battle. The land domain is the arena of terrain, populations, infrastructure, and ground forces. It is the only domain where territory can truly be occupied and political control physically enforced. Wars may begin in the sea, at land, or on land, but nations ultimately rise or fall based on what happens on the ground. This has been the way of empire since the dawn of time. It impacts the control of cities, borders, and governments, the protection or coercion of populations, access to infrastructure and raw resources, and the ability to occupy or deny territory. Some modern examples include Russia's invasion of Ukraine, US mechanized training rotations in Europe for large-scale ground exercises demonstrating armored maneuver and NATO land force integration, and Israeli ground operations in Gaza, urban maneuver, tunnel clearing, and combined arms operations. But modern land warfare does not survive alone. Ground maneuver often depends on the domain adjacent to it, sea power. The maritime domain covers oceans, littorals, shipping lanes, and undersea space. Control of the sea is often control of time and distance. The nation that controls maritime movement controls trade, reinforcement, and strategic mobility. It impacts global trade and economic survival, strategic transport of armies and supplies, maritime choke points and blockades, and nuclear deterrence through ballistic missile submarines. Some modern examples include the US carrier strike groups projecting naval air power globally to deter adversaries and challenge China's maritime expansion, anti-access and area denial zones, long-range anti-ship missiles, coastal batteries, and island-based missile hubs restricting freedom of maneuver at sea, and submarine stealth operations, attack and ballistic missile submarines providing covert intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance, sea denial, and nuclear deterrence. The force that wins control of the sea can project power far beyond the horizon, which leads us to the domain above it, air. The air domain provides speed, reach, and the ability to strike or observe almost anywhere on Earth. Air power compresses geography. It allows nations to reinforce, surveil, or destroy targets across vast distances faster than any army or fleet could ever possibly move. It impacts ground maneuver and naval operations, strategic bombing and deep strike, intelligence, surveillance, and recon, and rapid reinforcement and airlift. Some modern examples include the F-35 and B-21 operations, preventing and surviving in contested airspace through stealth, sensor fusion, and long-range precision strike, drone swarms saturating the airspace and strike capacity with autonomous, networked, unmanned aerial vehicles that overwhelm enemy defenses, and Operation Midnight Hammer, where B-2 Spirits executed a deep penetration strike using massive ordnance penetrators to destroy Iran's hardened nuclear sites while supporting forces overwhelmed and deceived enemy air defenses. But modern air power is no longer just aircraft in the sky. They fight as part of a network extending into orbit itself, which leads us to the space domain. The space domain is the high ground of the 21st century. If air power dominates the atmosphere through bombers and fighters, then space power dominates the systems behind war. Satellites provide the communications, navigation, targeting, and surveillance that allow modern militaries to function. Without them, modern precision warfare begins to collapse. This impacts GPS-guided weapons, global communications and data links, missile launch detection, intel, surveillance, recon, and weather forecasting. Some modern examples include Starlink in the Ukraine war, SpaceX providing resilient satellite communications to ground forces and government agencies, China's 2007 anti-satellite test where they destroyed their satellite with a direct ascent missile demonstrating hard-kill anti-satellite capability, and real-time satellite intel, surveillance, and recon supporting battlefield targeting. Orbital surveillance systems identifying enemy positions and relaying targeting data directly to artillery, aircraft, drones, and ground forces in near real time. These systems create the foundation for advanced military capabilities, but information moving through space still depends on another invisible battlefield: cyber. Space and cyber are closely connected, but they are not the same. Space warfare targets orbital infrastructure, satellites, launch systems, and the physical architecture above Earth. Cyber warfare targets the invisible layer beneath it: networks, access, data, and control. One attacks the machine, the other attacks the system operating it. In modern conflict, cyber is often the first domain engaged. Cyber warfare can begin long before nations realize they are under attack. This impacts power grids, ports, pipelines, and finance, military command and control systems, industrial infrastructure, information integrity, and trust. Some modern examples is when North Korea hacked Sony in 2014. They exfiltrated data and destroyed systems at Sony Pictures using wiper malware. The Chinese hacked the Office of Personnel Management in 2015. They exfiltrated personal files and security clearance data on 22 million US government employees. In the Colonial Pipeline ransomware of 2021, DarkSide ransomware forced shutdown of a major US fuel pipeline, demonstrating cyber's ability to disrupt critical infrastructure. But cyber warfare is not only about systems, it is also about perception, which leads to the information domain. If cyber warfare targets machines, like the networks, the comms, the digital control system, information warfare targets human perception, legitimacy, morale, and belief. The battle for perception often begins long before bullets ever fly. The side that shapes understanding often shapes decision-making itself. This impacts public opinion and political will, soldier and civilian morale, international legitimacy, decision-making speed, and confidence. Some modern examples include the Russian and Ukrainian disinformation campaigns across state media, Telegram, social media platforms to shape perceptions of the war, undermine morale, and fracture support. China's global influence operations, which is narrative shaping to influence global opinion on Taiwan, the South China Sea, and the Belt and Road. Deepfake political content using AI-generated videos and audio used to impersonate leaders, influence elections, or sow confusion. And tracking troop movements via TikTok, Telegram, and satellite imagery. Because in modern conflict, the battle is no longer just over territory, it is over reality itself. There is one final domain increasingly shaping modern conflict: the cognitive domain, the battlefield of human thought, stress, morale, and decision-making. Unlike the information domain, which focuses on narratives and perception, the cognitive domain targets how humans react under pressure. So how they handle fear, fatigue, confusion, psychological overload. Its objective is not simply to influence what people believe, it is to disrupt how they think, decide, and function. Some modern examples include Russian psychological pressure campaigns in Ukraine, sending out intimidation messages, surrender appeals, and persistent stress operations targeting morale and cohesion. ISIS shock propaganda strategy designed to spread fear, paralysis, and psychological exhaustion far beyond the physical battlefield. AI-driven behavioral targeting, using algorithms and predictive data to influence attention, emotion, and human response patterns at scale. Wars end quickly when people fighting it would rather run away. Modern war is no longer decided by a single battlefield. Victory belongs to the force that can connect domains faster, protect systems longer, and impose collapse across the enemy's battle space. Land, sea, air, space, cyber, information. Distinct battlefields, one interconnected war. Because today, battles are no longer isolated events. They are interconnected systems fighting for survival. This has been Keith's Orders of Battle.